So it looked like DiJonai Carrington just got booted from the Dallas Wings.
DiJonai, your game was stinking in the mud, and the Dallas Wings wanted nothing to do with you going forward.
What do you call a player so chaotic, even refs need security? DiJonai Carrington. From eye-poking Caitlin Clark to injuring her own teammate while targeting another, she's been a walking tech. 4 flagrant fouls and a security incident later, the Dallas Wings finally had enough.
Now, DiJonai Carrington couldn't keep her hands clean either. Was staying out of headlines on the internet. She was always in headlines, punching players in the eye. And then we have to remember, she nearly injured Paige. Like, everybody forgot about that. Y'all remember when she nearly injured Paige, nearly took her whole knee out? Like, we got to remember all of those things transpired during this basketball season, man. I'm here to tell you, they made it their business to get rid of her.
Before we get into Carrington's exit, let's talk about why Dallas showed her the door. Tough defense is one thing, dangerous intent is another. Her highlight reel? More injury report than game tape. It all started with that infamous 2024 eye poke on Caitlin Clark that left a black eye and the league stunned.
DiJonai, you're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai.
During the Sun vs. Fever playoff game, Clark went up for a shot and caught Carrington's hand to the face instead. Not just a brush, but a direct hit to the eye. Clark's head snapped back, she clutched her face, and that black eye? It became the defining image of the postseason.
As everyone else has seen this angle, I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
What most don't know? The aftermath was just as telling. While Clark dealt with the damage, Carrington showed no remorse, no apology, no hint she went too far. Instead, she doubled down, almost proud of the chaos she caused.
Went and kind of swatted at Caitlin. Did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
June 4th versus the Storm. Same story. Skylar Diggins drives the lane, and instead of a clean block, Carrington hits her in the head. Refs called a flagrant one on the spot. It wasn't defense, it was headhunting.
Let's watch it, and this will give us a couple of different angles.
Records of games. There's the tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
Fans and analysts saw the pattern. This wasn't random. It was the same reckless hits to stars' heads over and over. One fan nailed it. That's not physicality. That's a trash play from a dirty player. Outrage only grew, and fast.
And there's Skylar on the floor. At first glance, this might not look too bad. But when we get some different angles of it, you just see how this is clearly, definitely, 100% not a basketball play. Let's take a look. We got DiJonai. DiJonai, did you forget what sport you're playing? You know this is basketball, right?
Each foul got worse and louder. The Clark hit became the blueprint. Reckless, aggressive, and aimed at stars. Whether it was Diggins or Clark, Carrington kept going for the head, stirring chaos. The pattern piled up fast, and Dallas couldn't keep covering for it.
DiJonai Carrington is clearly a dirty player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if it's Chin, what do you have going on in that mind of yours? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? DiJonai, are you okay? Are you okay? Yes, DiJonai. Get it together, collect your thoughts, collect your emotions, because the last thing we need to see you is crash out.
Most players try not to hurt opponents. Carrington injured her own teammate instead. In the May 21st game versus Minnesota, she was so locked in on causing damage, she ended up taking out someone on her own team. A walking disaster, even for her locker room.
Ball's being pushed down court. Yeah, I mean, this will be a better angle of it. I think we'll be able to see how hard the foul is right here. That's a hard foul, and she does get her in the face when she's coming down.
Carrington went for another eye poke, this time at Jessica Shepard, and ended up injuring her own teammate, Paige Beckers. Shepard rose for a shot, and Carrington flew in recklessly, hitting Shepard in the face. It was so blatant, officials slapped her with a flagrant foul on the spot.
She basically reached around Shepard's body, but the fact that she went for the basketball and for the block really...
Basketball play.
Yeah, it is. And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that.
But it didn't end there. Carrington's wild play also put Paige Beckers in harm's way. One reckless move, and her own teammate got caught in the chaos. Teammates started questioning if she was worth the risk. When players fear injury from their own side, something's seriously wrong.
Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to plow through somebody's back, almost injure a teammate, and then say, yeah. And then, like, claim that you've done nothing. You've done nothing, like... And people stand on business. She's trying to laugh at him. Like, no, you're just Pat Bev. You're not Draymond. You're Pat Bev. Like, realistically, you're Pat Bev. That's it. And look, I mean this when I say this. It was a dangerous play only for Paige.
The Lynx saw it all. Carrington targeting their player's face while endangering her own teammate. The disgust was obvious. Minnesota's coaches knew this wasn't just aggressive play. It was reckless to everyone on the floor. Dallas finally saw it too. Carrington wasn't an asset. She was a liability.
Was it a flagrant 1? Yes. Could it have been called a flagrant 2? Yes. Was it more dangerous to Paige Beckers than anyone else? Because Paige Beckers was the one who was the person with the break Jessica Shepard's fall. Could she have blown out her teammate's knee? Yeah. That is what, realistically, that is what the conversation should be about. Because she wanted the Kiki Area fan viral meme. Because as soon as she did it, look at what she does as soon as she did it. As soon as she did, she walks towards Jessica Shepard and just tries to do a Kiki Area fan face.
When you start injuring your own teammates while targeting others, you've crossed a line no team can ignore. This wasn't tough defense, it was pure toxicity. Even refs caught on, treating Carrington differently. In the Chicago Sky game, it hit a peak. Officials actually called for security. That's the DiJonai Carrington experience.
I think we actually might have just seen the worst call in the entire history of sport. And, this is a shock that it is actually not DiJonai Carrington committing a flagrant foul. DiJonai Carrington got flagrantly fouled.
DiJonai Carrington is rapidly becoming one of the WNBA's most disliked players. After the recent Dallas Wings versus Golden State Valkyries game, her reputation took yet another hit. Following weeks of controversy, she finally got a brutal taste of her own medicine, and the timing was poetic. This could be the most satisfying twist of the 2025 season.
DiJonai, you're always in a dirty play. DiJonai, once again, here we are today. Oh, DiJonai.
WNBA officiating has been questionable all year, but Carrington seemed immune, avoiding the harsh calls others, especially Caitlin Clark, faced weekly. That changed in the Golden State game, when for the first time, the ref's infamous incompetence hit her. And just like that, the tables turned.
So the ball gets swung, Janelle Salon shoots the ball. It's coming out. So, DiJonai Carrington is just shielding the ball out of bounds. She's just shielding the ball out of bounds, as you do. And Tiffany Hayes tackles her to the ground.
With under 2 minutes left and Dallas down 3, Janelle Saline missed a deep shot, triggering a scramble for the rebound. Carrington chased the ball, but wisely let it roll out to secure possession. It was a veteran move until chaos erupted. Tiffany Hayes, charging like a freight train, slammed into Carrington from behind. Both crashed to the floor. It looked like a clear foul on Hayes, reckless and out of control.
Hayes does not look nor play like she's 35. Okay, she be bringing it to them girls each and every night. She got that, acting like that face harness, okay, like to protect her face, her eyes, her nose, whatever that is. She be look like a dominatrix to me. I'd be like, bro, who is that? She looks like, it's giving Scarecrow. Or like a Black Raven vibe, okay, like a hawk. And she looks like a bird of prey, okay? And that's how she plays. She plays like a bird of prey, while the other girls in the court are just worms to her, okay? They are bird food, because she be cooking and eating everybody.
Yet, somehow, the refs called the foul on Carrington. That's right. The player who had pulled back and was standing still got blamed, and the disbelief was instant and widespread. Even her critics were baffled, questioning what kind of Twilight Zone the officials were operating in.
And was able to draw a foul. I'm like, what is this? I mean, she almost deleted freaking DiJonai. I thought I was really gravely concerned for DiJonai Carrington's life and health. I'm like, did y'all not just see Tiffany Hayes just throw her body up against her and slam her to the ground? This is crazy. Literally slammed her. DiJonai Carrington got pushed into a freaking old white man's lap because of Tiffany Hayes jumping on her like she ain't got no sense.
Here's where the script flips and karma kicks in. Normally, a call this bad would spark fan outrage and demands for accountability. But this wasn't just any player. It was DiJonai Carrington. Instead of anger, fans responded with applause. The online reaction was swift, brutal, and crystal clear. She had it coming.
Skylar's going down for a fast break layup. DiJonai winds up and smacks her across the head, and Skylar is on the ground having a hard time getting up. But this was something where people are saying, okay, DiJonai, this is happening a little bit too much for my liking. These hard fouls, these reckless plays are happening a little bit too much, and I want to show you guys one more play that was also in that game that actually injured Gabby Williams. Now, if you watch here, Gabby Williams is going up for a little mid-range jumper. DiJonai jumps to try to block her, and she comes down to where Gabby Williams doesn't have enough landing space. So she lands in her landing space, and then Gabby Williams rolls her ankle.
The comment section wasn't sympathetic. It was a celebration. Fans who'd watched Carrington jab Caitlin Clark, commit dirty fouls, and play instigator were thrilled to see her finally get a taste of her own medicine. Comments like, "That's karma, now she knows what Caitlin's dealt with all season," flooded in. It wasn't just justice, it was a full-on dunk on her reputation.
That call on DiJonai when Tiffany literally flew over her, wild. And then if you saw Paige's face when it was like, I think like 55 seconds left on the clock or something like that, and the coach was like giving them the next play, bro.
The reaction was so lopsided, it became a story itself. Despite being the clear victim of a bad call, no one cared. The public had already judged her. That's the price of building a brand on dirty play. When something unfair happens, no one defends you. Her reputation had come full circle, and now she was reaping what she sowed.
So once again, DiJonai Ratchet and Carrington is back at it again, being the dirty player that she is, man. So now we're pulling players to the floor by their hair. But what did we tweet earlier this week, everybody? Y'all fans swear I'm such a dirty player. I'm so over this narrative. But I just play hard as and I just make a play on the ball, and I'm tired of people calling me a dirty player.
calling it one of the worst foul calls of the year might be too kind. Carrington did everything right, backed off, stayed planted, made no contact. Hayes barreled in and flattened her, yet the foul went on Carrington. Even Valkyries fans who benefited were cringing. Dallas fans were furious, and for good reason. That blown call cost the Wings a crucial possession in a tight game. The Valkyries pulled away to win by 10, but the real headline wasn't the score. It was that ridiculous call.
Listed as Dallas ball. But do you know what another referee called? So one says it's Dallas ball. Another referee, as you can see right here. Salon miss. Valkyries rebound. Apparently Tiffany Hayes got the rebound. And DiJonai fouled Tiffany Hayes. Apparently, Tiffany Hayes got the rebound and got fouled by jumping on DiJonai Carrington.
The irony was rich. This was the same Carrington who spent the season dodging accountability. The one who poked Caitlin Clark in the eye on national TV with no technical. The one whose flagrants got downgraded, who sparked chaos needing ref protection, yet faced no real consequences. After months of dishing it out, she finally had to take it on one of the game's biggest plays.
As everyone else has seen this angle. I'm calling her in, and I'm saying to her, I need answers.
The context made it even sweeter. This wasn't a throwaway game. Dallas needed the win to keep playoff hopes alive. That awful call, where Carrington got whistled for just standing still, shifted momentum, and helped Golden State clinch it. It wasn't just karma, it had real consequences. Her team paid for her reputation, and she couldn't stop it. That's poetic justice. Carrington spent the season elbowing, taunting, and taking cheap shots, walking like she ruled the league. But this time, the refs didn't just stop shielding her, they turned on her. And the same bad officiating that plagued Caitlin Clark finally hit one of the league's dirtiest players.
Is this? Look! Pulling players to the floor by their hair is not making plays on the ball. This is not basketball. WNBA. When is she gonna get fined, suspended, or kicked out of the league for this reckless behavior? This is the fourth incident. The Lynx incident, taking out Ariel Atkins, taking out Skylar Diggins, and now the LA Sparks. When is it gonna stop, man? When is accountability gonna be taken for her being the dirty player and ratchet that she is?
Usually, when a player gets burned by the refs, fans speak out, analysts dissect the replay, and the player becomes a poster child for bad officiating. But with Carrington, nothing. Actually, worse than nothing. Most people just said, that's what she gets. It showed how little goodwill she's earned. When your misfortune entertains more than it outrages, you've entered full villain mode. And it's a sign fans are losing trust, not just in players, but in the WNBA's ability to enforce fairness at all.
And she ends up getting Shepard in the face, the nose. I don't know which takes precedent. Oh, see, it's the hit the ball and then it's the pull back. They're showing it on the Jumbotron at a different angle that sort of looked like, watch after Carrington goes for the block, watch her pull back right here. And that's the part that I don't know if you separate that. Do you separate that?
Fans should be upset about a blown call, no matter who it's against. If the league wants credibility, justice has to matter, even for disliked players. But Carrington's case shows we're not there. Instead of demanding better officiating, fans cheered karma. That reveals something deeper is broken. Carrington became the outlet for years of frustration, not just over her reckless play, but the league's failure to hold her accountable. Her style made her the poster child for a larger issue, no real consequences. And when that's the norm, don't be shocked when fans celebrate injustice instead of condemning it. That's bad for any sport.
It doesn't matter how many times DiJonai Carrington wants to get on her social media and want to claim that she's the victim and that she's not a dirty player. The league has rescinded fouls. Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch of cowards. They're flagrant fouls. They're dirty plays. They're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, DiJonai Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these allegations.
From a basketball standpoint, this is a major red flag. If a playoff race can hinge on a call that bad, how can fans trust any outcome? When wins and losses are shaped by officiating, not skill or strategy, the league's legitimacy suffers. And if the WNBA wants to go mainstream, it can't let moments like this slide. The fan reaction, shrugging off a blown call because they disliked the player, was more than viral. It was a warning. The league's credibility is on thin ice. So what now for Carrington? This wasn't just an image hit, it was a turning point. Sure, critics are relishing the irony, but it highlights real concerns about how she's perceived. To be fair, Carrington's talented. She earned Most Improved, her defense is elite, and her offense has grown. But none of that matters if it's drowned out by controversy. When even your own fans won't defend you after a bad call, it's time for a reality check. Her reputation is now hurting more than helping.
With some rumors going around about one DiJonai Carrington and Alyssa Smith being no longer an item.
Breakups in the WNBA? Not exactly a daily occurrence. But when Alyssa Smith and DiJonai Carrington suddenly stopped following each other on social media, fans couldn't help but notice. And the internet exploded. So, what went down between them?
Guarded by Nelson Adota. Boston gets inside, can't finish. Rebound knocked to the floor and grabbed by Carrington, who is tapped from behind by Alyssa Smith. And a foul called on Smith.
Was it Nalissa's mistake? Or did DiJonai take the lead and call it quits?
If the WNBA wants to ever be truly taken seriously as a professional league, you have got to eliminate the one element that really nobody has to worry about in any other professional league. And that is relationships, personal, actual relationships inside these locker rooms.
This breakup has fans split, with cryptic tweets, shady comments, and rumors swirling everywhere. But one thing's clear, someone's definitely regretting it. Relationships in the WNBA always get attention. But when stars like Alyssa Smith and DiJonai Carrington go from being inseparable to total strangers, the internet can't help but buzz. At first, people thought it was just a social media blip, maybe a little fight or a misunderstanding. But when both unfollowed each other on Instagram and started dropping cryptic posts, it was clear. Something major had gone down.
The most perfect pairing that I could have pictured in my mind. DiJonai Carrington and Alyssa Smith. Oh, they just go together, guys. Like peanut butter and jelly. Like green eggs and ham. Like a hole in my head when I'm tired of listening to old WNBA guard go off at the mouth. That's how good Alyssa Smith and DiJonai Carrington go together. It's a match made in heaven. So I'm actually heartbroken when I hear this news today. I'm heartbroken when I see that DiJonai Carrington and Alyssa Smith are no longer following each other on Instagram.
Fans caught on instantly, and the speculation spread like wildfire. Was it just a rough patch? Or was this the end for good? Was Alyssa to blame? Or did DiJonai pull the plug? More importantly, is one of them already regretting it?
It appears they may have broken up again. We have warned Alyssa that DiJonai is a desperate clout chaser. In my opinion, she does not care who she destroys or harms in her quest for relevance.
And let's be real. If there's one thing we know about celebrity breakups, it's that social media always spills the truth. At first, people thought it was just another rumor. Fans have seen WNBA couples break up and make up before, and since they both play for the same team, it seemed too wild to think they'd actually call it quits. But that unfollow wasn't some random click. It was the first sign that this breakup was real. Then the cryptic posts came. Nalissa tweeted, "Nothing changes if nothing changes." Simple, right? But read between the lines, and it sounded like she was either ready to move on or maybe waiting for DiJonai to change, and it never happened. DiJonai wasn't quiet either. Shortly after, she reposted a quote saying, "I like when things are just for me." I love that, actually. What's that about? A little subtle shade at a relationship that maybe got too much attention? Or was she hinting that Nalissa wasn't hers anymore? And just like that, the breakup theories went into overdrive. Fans started digging into their recent interactions, searching for any red flags. And guess what? There were plenty. First, people noticed that DiJonai had been posting a lot with Natasha Cloud, way more than usual. Normally, that wouldn't raise an eyebrow. WNBA players are always hanging out. But with the timing, it definitely made people wonder. Was Natasha just a friend? Or was there something more behind those posts? Then came the Miami trip. Both Nalissa and DiJonai were in Miami, but not together. DiJonai was out living her best life, posting stories, smiling, and looking completely unbothered. Meanwhile, Nalissa went quiet, barely posting, and when she did, it was just workout videos and motivational quotes. Classic breakup behavior, right? Then things took an even crazier turn. A few days after the breakup rumors started, someone on Twitter posted, "DiJonai and Nalissa did all that just to be on the same team, and now they ain't even together. Ain't that crazy?" And that tweet went viral. If you're not sure what they meant, let's rewind for a second. Just weeks before, Nalissa and DiJonai pulled off what some called the biggest move in WNBA history. They both landed on the same team. It felt like a dream come true. They'd been talking about playing together for months, and now it was happening. But barely a month later, they split. Fans started connecting the dots, and the biggest theory? DiJonai only wanted to play with Nalissa, not actually be with her. Once she got what she wanted, she bounced. Sounds wild, right? But think about it. If they were really in love, would they break up so soon after making their dream a reality? Or was there something bigger at play? Now, let's dive into the rumors swirling around Nalissa. Some fans think Nalissa cheated, which might explain why DiJonai cut ties so quickly. There's no solid proof, but people started pulling receipts, showing how DiJonai's behavior shifted. Before the breakup, she was all over Nalissa's posts, hyping her up and sharing every moment they had. But now, silence. And then came the biggest clue, a screenshot from DiJonai's close friend saying, "Sometimes you got to let people go when they show you who they really are." Now, let's be clear, this is all speculation. Neither DiJonai nor Nalissa have said what actually went down. But with how fast everything flipped, it's pretty obvious something serious happened. The real question is, who's hurting the most? At first, it looked like DiJonai was totally over it. She was out with friends, smiling and looking happier than ever. Meanwhile, Nalissa went quiet, staying away from all the drama, but then things took a turn. A few days later, DiJonai posted a song lyric that had fans buzzing. She wrote, "I gave my all and it still wasn't enough." Hold up. Now that's not a post from someone who's completely fine. That's something you share when you're feeling played. And just like that, people started asking, was DiJonai the one who got hurt? Let's be honest, if you're really over someone, you don't need to post about it. Meanwhile, Nalissa stayed silent, and that only added fuel to the fire. When someone's quiet after a breakup, it usually means one of two things. They're either planning a comeback and about to drop a bomb, or they're regretting everything and don't know what to say. And from what we've seen, it's probably the second one. Because here's the thing, DiJonai is out here thriving, getting all the attention and looking unbothered, but Nalissa? She's nowhere to be found. And let's not forget, they still have to play together. Now, this is where it gets even wilder. Imagine walking into practice and having to see your ex every single day. Imagine passing them the ball, celebrating with them, pretending like nothing ever happened. That's exactly what Nalissa and DiJonai are dealing with now. And we all know, the first game after a breakup is always the most awkward. Are they going to keep it professional and act like nothing's wrong? Or will the tension be so thick that fans can feel it? Let's be real. If DiJonai starts ignoring Nalissa on the court, or if Nalissa won't hype DiJonai up, people will notice instantly. And if one of them starts playing off, you can bet the internet will blame the breakup. Now that the breakup is confirmed, the big question on everyone's mind is, what happens next? Let's be real, breakups are tough enough, but breaking up while still being on the same team? That's a whole new level of awkward. And you know, the first game after a breakup is when the real drama unfolds. Will they keep it professional and act like nothing's changed? Or will the tension be so thick you can cut it with a knife? And don't forget, the fans are watching. The moment Nalissa and DiJonai step on the court, every interaction is going to be under a microscope. Did they make eye contact? Did they high-five after a big play? Did DiJonai pass to Nalissa, or was she totally ignoring her? These might seem like small things, but in sports, we all know the deal. When two players aren't in sync, you can feel it instantly. And with all the social media drama leading up to this, there's no way they can keep the tension hidden forever.
Well, many of you have probably been waiting on this, as have I. But the WNBA All-Star Game ratings have come out, and all I could think of right off the bat was 4 little letters. F-A-F-O. F around and find out.
J.C. Sheldon's hit on Caitlin Clark's groin sidelined the WNBA's biggest star during a crucial week and triggered a financial crisis the league is trying to conceal. The All-Star Game became a ratings flop, but the WNBA remains in denial. The link is clear, exposing the league's real priorities. So how badly did ratings fall without Clark? And what did the commissioner say?
We have numbers for the most exciting, entertaining, overwhelmed with joy WNBA All-Star Game we have seen in quite some time. We have ratings for that disaster as well. There's good news and there's bad news.
So what started this? On July 13th, J.C. Sheldon drove her knee into Caitlin Clark's groin during what should have been a routine play. Clark doubled over in pain. Referees saw it and did nothing. No call, no review. Footage shows how direct the contact was. Clark's grimace, her reaction, it wasn't accidental. It was a targeted hit that went unpunished.
These referees was completely ridiculous. The referees was a complete disaster.
And immediately grabbed the inside of that right leg.
This wasn't the first time. All season, Clark has taken elbows, blindside hits, eye pokes, and hard fouls that others wouldn't. The pattern is clear. Players target her, and refs let it slide. It's open season on the league's biggest star.
And last year, I noticed how much it was just Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was taking all the hits. Caitlin Clark was taking all the abuse. But this year they've added Sophie Cunningham. She gets more flagrant fouls on her than anybody in the league besides Caitlin Clark. And Aaliyah Boston, she's been taking hits as well. But the worst thing is the consistency. So they don't call flagrant fouls, or most of the time, Caitlin Clark could be held for an entire game at a time. They don't call fouls. They don't call common fouls. But then when it's the Indiana Fever, guess what? touch foul here, touch foul here. They call absolutely nothing.
When news broke that Clark was out of the All-Star game, social media erupted. Fans blamed Sheldon's dirty play, but the real shock was the ticket prices. An instant, devastating financial hit.
Caitlin Clark gets hurt, and guess what? Your demand vanishes because people ain't going to pay up to see these athletes that are ungrateful that their sport's growing. People aren't paying up for that. And we are here, right here. The tickets for this game, for this All-Star game, they've dropped by 50%.
Before Clark's injury, the All-Star game was set for record ticket prices, averaging $262, with the cheapest at $121. It was the league's biggest payday until it wasn't. After the news, the get-in price plunged to $64, a 48% drop. Fans dumped tickets, unwilling to attend without Clark.
You bleep around and find out what this league looks like without Caitlin Clark being involved in your biggest events. Kathy Engelbert, this should be a perfect example of why you need to get your officiating cleaned up and you need to have a talk with your players in the league. And nobody's asking you to hold Caitlin Clark's hand. Just play fair.
You know what this proves? The refs didn't just fail to protect Clark. They cost the league hundreds of thousands in ticket revenue. One missed call turned the WNBA's biggest event into a financial mess. And it exposed just how much the league depends on Clark.
You see, this is exactly what we were talking about. WNBA All-Star ratings are in for 2025, and it is down 40%. 40% from last year. That's bad. That is really bad. We already watched the ticket prices drop by more than 50% because Caitlin Clark was not playing. This is bad news for the WNBA, and this should be a wake-up call.
For the first time all season, Gainbridge Fieldhouse had empty seats during a major WNBA event. It was All-Star Weekend, yet patches of vacant chairs replaced the usual sea of Clark jerseys. Her absence sparked a fan boycott the league couldn't hide. Every Fever home game had sold out until now.
It's clear fans sent a blatant message, a shot across thou bow. All right, and your ship, well, without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA and all their pay us what you owe us action, that action will sink. That action will sink.
Clark brings more than crowds. She creates full-scale events. From packed restaurants to sold-out hotels, her presence transforms cities. When she was ruled out, fans flooded resale sites, taking big losses just to avoid a Clarkless game. Merch sales dropped, concession stands were overstocked, and local businesses lost major revenue.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to have the same number of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was healthy.
Let's be real. This revealed what the league tried to hide. Without Clark, WNBA games are just regular matchups most fans skip. Even with stars like Wilson and Ionescu, interest tanked. But the worst was coming. TV ratings would soon show how many millions tuned out without Clark.
The ratings fell tremendously, and it was an awful game. So that large percent of people who did not watch, they probably had a better Saturday than everybody else. We just got to be real. It was a glorified 4-point shooting contest in a layup line. It was terrible. It was a terrible product, and you guys should have taken it personal to show the world what you can do and show the world you are more than just Caitlin Clark, because the ticket prices dropped once it got announced that she wasn't playing.
The All-Star flop confirmed what everyone knew, but the WNBA won't admit it. Ratings fell 36%, from 3.44 million in 2024 to 2.19 million in 2025, proving fans tune in for Caitlin Clark, not the league. Without her, promo efforts failed. It's not about basketball, it's about star power, and only Clark has it.
You talk about leading up to this. The officiating, I think enough fans had it up to here with the league as a whole. People had it up to here. You got to understand. Caitlin Clark is getting beat up in these games. The refs aren't calling anything. Kathy Engelbert seems to have air between both of her ears. She seems to have pure air floating between her ears. And I think people are fed up. They were fed up with it.
What made it worse? The pay us what you owe us stunt backfired. Warm-up shirts sparked online backlash, seen as tone-deaf entitlement. Players demanded more money while the one driving revenue, Clark, sat injured. Fans saw through it, knowing exactly who powers the league.
It's not about one person, no matter how many times WNBA and Kathy Engelbert say so. That's virtue signaling in the most disingenuous form. It's Caitlin Clark. As soon as they educate the players on how to deal with this, not as petty, jealous petty hags, all will be better off. Yeah. Pay us what you owe us, they displayed on their shirts. Okay. First, they have to give the money back. They can receive smaller paychecks than they currently receive. Yikes.
The viewership data reveals a harsh truth the WNBA can't spin. Regular games with Clark outdrew the All-Star game. Sky vs. Fever got 2.7 million, Liberty vs. Fever 2.22 million, and Fever vs. Liberty 2.2 million. Clark's presence means more than the league's top event. The Liberty know it too, meeting with Clark and her agent. Smart teams build around generational talent, while others pretend veterans can match her impact. Clark's rise highlights a reality many in the league find uncomfortable.